guys, we can't keep joking because we have to actually talk about some breaking news that happened
Oh, yeah, yeah.
at the beginning of this pod. Um, we can't mince words anymore because if you guys didn't hear, Rob Reiner died a very tragic death.
And
Like,
his wife.
and his
Michelle.
wife. Holy cow. Like, actually, no joking about this. It's so sad for the time of this recording, we are just getting this information. So please bear with us. But if you guys haven't heard, I'm so sorry, Rob Reiner and his wife got stabbed to death in their home this like just now. And that is the most insane story I've ever heard because number one, Rob Reiner had no haters. He was one of the nicest guys in Hollywood, and he made some of our favorite movies. When Harry Met Sally, The Princess Bride, etc., etc. No one had a problem with Rob Reiner. And this is so shocking to me. So, guys, what do you think about this? There are some reports about who it could be, but I hesitate to levy an accusation this early in the process. Stefania, what do you think about this whole situation?
Um, I think it's always shocking when you find out an actor or celebrity that you have looked up to or loved has died. But it's even more shocking when you find out it wasn't natural, it was plain murder. Um, and as you said, like everybody loved this guy. He had no haters. Dude was just living his life. You know, and
Doing good work.
doing good work. And
Yeah.
I saw a video someone posted of him like last September, just talking to fans outside in New York. Um, so it's just shocking. But you know, sometimes you don't know what happens behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Even if they're like a
Oh,
celebrity,
God.
not saying like he was a problem, but like the fact that it could be his son that did it, we don't know yet. But that's the
Yeah.
rumor going
Okay.
around.
So
So
Steph is alluding to, I believe, let me pull up the article right now, but People Magazine is reporting an exclusive that they're accusing Rob Reiner's son of killing Rob Reiner and his wife. That which is insane. Derek, what did you think about this news, and how did you react when you first heard it?
I mean, it's a bummer, right? It's always a bummer when uh legends pass away, right? I first heard it I think the same way a lot of people did, where it was just a headline, hey, Rob Reiner has passed away, and so has his wife. And I didn't really think too much of it, right? It did seem a little weird that it was both of them together like that. Um and then now details start to come out, and it just amplifies how much of a bummer this is, because you don't expect it, somebody at his level to kind of be murdered. It's shocking.
Like, very, very shocking. So I have the report up. I'm going to share it with the audience. And if you're not watching this on YouTube, if you're listening to Spotify, uh, follow us on YouTube so you can get the full visual gorgeousness of what we're talking about. But yes, People Magazine is exclusively talking about how Robin Reiner and his wife Michelle were killed by their son with exclusive sources. I hesitate to confirm this because it's still so early, to be honest with you. Sorry, Luigi, we can't talk right now. Uh, Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle Singer Reiner, were killed by their son, Nick, according to multiple sources who have spoken with family members. Police have not yet confirmed the account. On Sunday, December 14th, at about 3:30 p.m., the Los Angeles Fire Department was called to a home to provide medical aid. The LAFD told people upon arrival they found a man 78 and a woman 68 dead. Sources confirm the victims were Rob and Michelle. Police say Nick, 32, is alive and being questioned, and no arrests have been made. So, but there's just not enough information for me to think to accuse the son yet. But in a 2016 interview with People, Nick spoke about his years-long struggle with drug addiction, which began in his early teens and eventually left him living on the streets. He said he cycled in and out of rehab beginning around the age of 15, but as addiction escalated, he drifted farther from home and spent significant stretches of homelessness in multiple states. Nick told people that the chaotic period of addiction, including nights and sometimes weeks sleeping outside, later became the basis for his semi-autobiographical film, Being Charlie, which he co-wrote. That I don't know if there's enough information to say that it's the son yet, but if multiple sources, I don't know. Like, do we think that it's the son?
It's hard to
Yeah, I
confirm.
don't know.
You kinda just you don't know
Yeah,
until,
I
like,
think
something comes out.
logically speaking, I think People magazine isn't gonna release that story unless they're like
Very
certain in
sure.
their sources and all that kind of stuff. But you know, stranger things have happened. So
Mhm, mhm.
Mhm.
Stranger Things. I
Oh
okay.
God. Okay.
Uh
Go home, Steph. Go home.
that's that's like whenever I'll make a video sometimes, and if I say like, oh, the one piece of information that like I'm just casually saying the words one and piece in a sentence,
Oh
and there would be
gosh.
One Piece fans in the comments that are like, did somebody say the One Piece? One Piece? Oh. And so thank you, Stefania, for being that person to me
You're
here.
welcome. You're welcome. Live and in person.
Oh my gosh. So rest in peace, Rob Reiner. I'm gonna watch
Yep.
Harry Met Sally after this, man, because that is true. He really
I
had
was gonna
no
watch
haters.
A Few Good Men.
Ooh, that's all time. All
Yeah.
time. And he was on The Bear randomly last season.
Yeah. In the last season. Yeah.
uh dang, wow. Rest in peace, Rob Reiner. I hope his family finds peace in this trying time, and where I hope they find out who did it and they receive justice. Anyways, let's move on to a slightly more fun story. Last week we talked about how the Supergirl trailer dropped, and just as I was about to throw to Stefania, she turns her
She's like, never
camera
mind.
off.
She's like,
But
peace.
Stefania saw the Supergirls trailer last week and she wasn't allowed to talk about it. And now me and Derek have both seen the Supergirl trailer for the first time.
Mhm.
And I have a couple thoughts about it. But Derek, what'd you think of the new Supergirl trailer? It's out? Do we believe in it? What's going on?
Yeah, I believe in it. I believe in it. I think it's too early to tell, but I do think like it may be a better movie than Superman. Just
Ooh.
because of how it deals with being a human being, right? It's a lot. It seems to be like a much more kind of realistic take on what it's like to live as a human, right? To live as a person. Like it's great. Everybody wants to be Superman. Everybody wants to be optimistic and endlessly kind the way that Superman is. But I think most people are more cynical and pessimistic and stuck in that exhaustive grind that is life. So there seems to be a good helping of those types of themes in Supergirl. It was a teaser trailer, surprisingly, because I feel like we got a lot in that trailer. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm excited for it though.
I'm excited too. I think if I had to say anything about this trailer specifically, um, I think it's very apparent about Gunn's influence in this entire DC project. You know what I mean? I think the elements that people kept saying were Guardians of the Galaxy related are true. Um, but I do have a few notes or a few slight concerns when it comes to Gunn's influence on the entire DC universe. That being said, it looks good. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. The only things
Yeah.
that I have concerned about is that I believe do we does the main protagonist, oh my god, does the main protagonist have to listen to old music through wired headphones all the time? I think that I wouldn't classify Supergirl in that category. I don't think Supergirl would be using a record player. I guess my point is, if Supergirl is from Krypton and was aware and old enough to experience Krypton and its culture, maybe she wouldn't be as attached to earthly things like her cousin is. But hey, I haven't seen the movie. Another thing that I want to mention is the suit, because it's slightly different than the one we saw in the Superman movie. It's
Mhm.
a different belt, and especially like the as you see in this picture that I'm showing on the YouTube. If you're watching on Spotify, take a look on the YouTube. But the collar is different, and the way the cape is like positioned is different than Superman's suit, and the piping is different than what we saw just a little bit at the end of Superman. But it looks good. The logo looks good. She looks good in the suit so far. It's clearly CGI. But Steph, what do you do?
I needed tissues. I have a 4-pack of Kleenex tissues here.
Got you.
That's
Okay.
why I was gone.
But it looks pretty good so far. I perhaps maybe we have to wait for Lobo. Did get a little bit of a look at Lobo. Not a good one. I wonder if they're scared to show off Lobo, because I wouldn't be, because Jason Momoa is one of the few superhero actors has made $1 billion at the box office. But Steph,
Hmm.
you saw the Supergirl trailer and you saw it in person with James Gunn. So
I sure did.
what are your thoughts?
So I'm gonna be honest. I got there late, like an hour late because my train ride exploded. Um, but I saw it. I didn't get to see it with everyone on the big screen. They saw it twice. Um,
Mhm.
they had a reaction booth. So my friend and I went to the reaction booth and we watched the trailer in there on like a tablet and then gave a reaction after. Um, and I was already like 2 drinks in, open bar. So I honestly seeing it on like a small screen like that, and then also like I had 2 drinks, and not a lot of food. I didn't really remember what I saw that much. I didn't, because people were asking me if Lobo was in the trailer, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know, because I don't remember the trailer that much. But then I rewatched it again, and Lobo is in the trailer, and he looks good. He looks really good, in my opinion. Um, I'm sure it was quick just to be like a if you see it, like if you catch it kind of thing. Um, but I have seen people say that like this looks like it's gonna be better than Superman. I honestly can agree. It looks pretty dang good. And then you have the complainers and Snyderverse people saying like this trailer is awful, blah blah blah. But then you have like actual fans that are like, if you have read Woman of Tomorrow, you would totally understand where they're going with this movie. Um, so I'll be sat in the theater watching it. I don't care what all these other like people say about it. I'm gonna watch it. You're
I
muted.
I do I do want to touch on the reaction to this, because I've never been more sure that bot activity is being used than the reaction to this trailer. And the reason why is that this trailer is probably one of the most comic accurate things I've ever seen. And this is coming from someone who read the book. They have everything from the book, right? Like it's there down to like the drunk Supergirl, right? And for some reason, people are like, that's not how Supergirl is. That's not how it is. And as someone who reads comics regularly, I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. The amount of super good Supergirl stories is less than this many. There are very few good Supergirl stories, if we're being 100% real, to be honest with you. Supergirl Woman Tomorrow is the best one. It's not even like close, you know? And the fact that like, oh, it's not comics accurate. Comics accurate to what? I'm very confused. Like, Did you
It's
guys read
very
the book?
weird. It's very weird. I don't know if it's fully bot traffic or if it's just purposeful being a dickhead, right? I think maybe it's a mix of both. I saw one guy complaining that they're like, "Oh, all the gun stands are going to love this and they're such hypocrites because they didn't want dark and gritty and blah 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 and they love Superman." And it's like, first of all, this is nowhere near dark and gritty as the Snyderverse, right? This is nowhere
No.
near as like fucking 50% vibrance saturation or whatever, like the way Zack Snyder likes to do things. But second of all, it's supposed to be different from Superman. Like I don't know what the complaint is there other
For
than you
sure.
just trying to be different and you're trying to make a point around how you're trying to make a point that doesn't exist, basically, right? Because you could still tell, you could see, you don't have to know ball, right? You don't have to know the Woman of Tomorrow. You don't have to know the lore behind it to understand from that trailer that by the end of the movie, she's gonna be a lot more like Clark. She's
Yeah.
it's gonna reinvigorate her and kind of wake her up from the funk that she's in, right? Like you can tell that that's the type of story that's being told. So for people to complain about this trailer around like, oh, she's not like Superman enough, and that's what you guys were complaining about with Henry Cavill, like, come on, guys, like, be fucking serious. The Snyderverse is dead. Okay, just the next time they shine the light in your sky, don't answer.
It's like I saw a lot of people being like, what was it? They said in the trailer, she says Krypton wasn't destroyed in a day. And like people are like, well,
No,
actually.
don't tell me that. That is so. Oh my god, we're
But
cooked.
here's the thing. Anyone who is remotely familiar with S- Superman, the Superman mythos, like
Yeah,
like passing knowledge,
and
knows that
includes
yeah.
and it includes the Snyderverse.
It
Even in this,
includes the
if
Snyderverse.
yeah, they know it was a whole bureaucracy that led to everybody dying.
Like that is a common thing in almost every single Superman adaptation. Like, where are they getting this effort? It has to be bot activity, or they just don't
Mhm.
like women, I guess.
I think it's a little bit about majority. They don't like women, which means they
I
can't get any. So
Ooh, whoa! Steph comes out against incels.
hmm
Chill, before they
Honestly, I'm
come after
surprised
us.
nobody. I'm surprised nobody was like, "Oh, how is she celebrating her 23rd birthday if a year is around the Earth's sun? How is she turning 23?" Like I'm surprised it's not that
Bro.
level of hate on this trailer.
they weren't smart enough to
So
think of that.
that's true. Like it's maybe it's that a win is a win is a win. They haven't realized it yet.
Yeah.
A win is a win. Speaking of winning, another quick hitter. Uh, Street Fighter released a trailer and a couple of character posters a couple of days ago, and the internet is not too pleased. Steph, did you see the Street Fighter trailer at New York Comic Con? Were you there for that, or
No, it
was it
was Mortal
something else?
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, fans, please don't get mad at me. But I
Are
I
they
can
mad that
kind of
Chun-Li is not thick or something?
listen.
Listen, I
You
I
know what?
knew I knew that was gonna be one of the
No.
hater things.
Here's the thing. Here, okay. I think we need to have an honest conversation about this because with Street Fighter, it has a very distinct look, but I don't. People aren't mad at Chun-Li. They're mad at some of the other character decisions that were made. And as the black person of this podcast, I have a civic I have a civic duty to talk about hairline. We have to talk about 50 Cent. I know I just the evidence speaks for itself. Ladies and gentlemen, exhibit A. Uh I don't know why Derek's big. Okay, there we go. What the fuck is this?
I didn't know
What the
50
fuck?
Cent was in it.
What
It's
the hell is
okay.
this?
I think this is
I don't.
I think this is an issue, but not the issue everybody
I
thinks. I think everybody looks at this and they're like, "Oh, they fucked up the character's look, yada yada." I think this is just a simple you have retouched this photo to hell and it looks uncanny now. Because in the trailer, it doesn't look so bad. In the like couple of seconds that we see 50 Cent in the trailer, he looks a little bit more. I mean, I can't say normal because the character doesn't have a normal hairline, but it looks passable, right? It looks acceptable enough. But yeah, you see this poster and you're like, oh, oh my god, what am I? What is this? You know?
Here's the thing. I don't give a damn about accuracy to the source material. I don't give a fuck. This is a crime. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? I can't. I just.
There's been a
I
whole like
hold
topic
on.
of hairlines lately.
Listen. I wouldn't have to talk about it if they got it right. Okay, like let me show
That's true.
you the, I guess, inspiration. Listen, I know that maybe this person wasn't familiar with our culture, but this is just unacceptable. We can't keep doing this, guys. We can't. I don't care if it looked good, but I think Chun-Li looked good. Let me pull up a
Yeah.
picture of Chun-Li. I
Oh
think
yeah,
she
she looked
looked
great.
great, actually.
Yeah.
I like the, not the update to her costume, but like how it's like obviously reminiscent of the original design, but it's not like, it doesn't, what's the word? It doesn't, it's not too faithful where it looks dumb. You know what I'm
Mhm.
Yeah.
saying? Like
It
it
looks
looks,
realistic.
yes, it looks realistic. And some of the character posters are like really good, and some of them are just like, oh, we didn't have to do that. I think I think we need to talk about the very first one. Or not the first one, but the worst one, obviously. I think it's Andrew Schultz.
Yep. Absolutely.
Phew.
Why the fuck is this man in this movie? First of all.
He
Second of
doesn't have
all,
a mustache
why does
in
he
the
have a
game.
mustache? Right. Yeah, exactly. And then this is kind of again like a similar issue. I have a similar issue with 50 Cent, which is like we don't need these dudes in this movie. You know? Like 50 Cent, what's 50 Cent there for? You know, he's not an actor. Andrew Schultz is
There are
at least an actor,
better
but
there are better people.
there's a better option here. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the reaction I've been seeing around Andrew Schultz is everybody's watching the trailer and they're just kind of like, Andrew Schultz, what the fuck? You know, like why is he here? You know, what's he doing here? And I
Here's
tend
the
to agree,
thing,
right?
like,
Because yeah,
go ahead, Derek. Go ahead. Sorry to cut you off.
oh no, that's like I just think maybe he's a fan, right? Like, and look, if you're listening to this or you're watching this and you haven't noticed by now, I don't like this man. I think he's a try hard, and I think he's just he wants to be a right wing grifter, but tries to play both sides type of, you know, like I'm a centrist bullshit. So I really just can't stand him in general. But like if you tell me he got cast in something and he was a good fit, I'd say like, yeah, for sure. I don't think this is the case with this. So it's
But
confusing to
also,
me.
Hibiki has never worn a suit. He
Yeah.
doesn't wear a suit. He wears like a normal like gi.
Yeah,
Why
that
is
doesn't
he in
look
Yeah.
a
like
suit?
him at all.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Like what the heck? He doesn't have a mustache. I don't get it. But some of the designs look really good. I really like
Yeah.
this design. Mel Johnson.
Yeah.
This is very good.
Camel is
Reminiscent
good.
of the like thing. Like also very sexy, very cool. The blue looks great. And then
Yeah.
Akuma looks amazing. So like
Yeah.
what, I don't understand the discrepancy between the ones that look really good and the ones that look
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah. From
Um
my understanding though, Dan is supposed to be kind of like a parody of the other characters. Like he's supposed to be a joke
yes.
character. But I mean, come on. Like they got it so far off. So my guess is that they're gonna like kill this man off like immediately. You know, we're gonna see Andrew Schultz, and it's gonna be like 30 seconds. Boom, he loses the fight, and we never see him again. Which makes it that much funnier that he was like doing way too much on the Game Awards stage.
Right.
But yeah, I think they nailed the look of like 90%, 99% of these characters. Um,
This
the
one looks the
only one
best.
I
Like,
Noah
genuinely,
Centineo? That's
he looks
yeah,
hilarious.
amazing.
It
That's
doesn't even
really
look like
good.
him.
yeah,
Ken has been my favorite Street Fighter person, but like he looks great.
he
Like,
does.
wow.
He does. Apparently, Ken is not American, which was news to me.
Wait, what?
He is, yes, he is 1/4 American, 3/4 Japanese, and he like moved to America. He dyed his hair blonde, right? Which you can see even in the original games. He's got black eyebrows and yellow hair. And he's
What?
basically trying to like have that look, but he's a 3/4 Japanese character. Yeah,
What
which was news
the
to me, right?
fuck?
His because when you would play on the arcade, you it would say like USA for Ken, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, this looks good. I think he's a little
Like,
older than I expected, but I mean
yes, I
that's
was gonna
fine.
say the same thing. But it's hard to mess up this design.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
hard to
If you
mess
messed
this
up
up.
Ryu, you're cooked.
It's
Don't
the
even
most
release the movie.
easiest one.
Yeah,
But I've always been a Ken guy whenever I played Street Fighter. But Jason Momoa is also in this. He looks interesting. A little too much CGI in my opinion, but
yeah.
what is
This is
going
gonna
on
look
here?
weird on screen. I think.
Yes.
I think.
It's gonna look
I think Blanca's
weird.
gonna look weird as hell. It's gonna be
Anyways,
like the Warcraft movie, like that.
yes.
So
But
next year, it's going to
oh,
be Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter in video
right.
game box office. You know, are they coming out
True.
around the same time or?
Street Fighter comes out in October. Let's
Okay.
see when Mortal Kombat comes out.
I think that's summertime.
Huh. I think Street Fighter
Um,
will do well at the box office because people will be hyped for it, right? And you'll have
yeah.
like all the 40, 50-year-old dudes showing up like, yeah, we finally get a faithful adaptation, which they're not wrong because the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie is perhaps one of the worst adaptations of anything ever. So
We'll
the
review
bar's real
it
low.
here. Yes. Speaking of bar being low, Star Wars announced a new game at the Video Game Awards. It's not Outlaws. What's it called? Oh my gosh, I'm
It
blanking
is
alive.
called, I'll
I'm
give
so
it to you
sorry.
right now.
The
It
Fall
is
of the
called
Republic or something.
Fate of the Old Republic.
Fate.
Fate of the
Fate of the Old
Old
Republic.
Republic. I
Republic, not public.
Oh my god. I I
It
am
reminds me a little
very
bit of
tentative.
the Fate of the Furious, right? Which is wasn't that
Right,
one of the
right,
Fast and the
right.
Furious movies?
I've never seen
Yes.
those movies and I never will.
What? That's a whole other
You're not.
podcast. But
I
Steph,
can't be mad at that.
what did you think of this announcement? What did you think of how it looked? What do you think?
I'm excited. So let me preface this by saying I have never played KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic, if you didn't know. So I plan to change that. Okay. With that
Oh.
being said, I have been ever since like I've played Jedi Survivor, Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, especially Jedi Survivor, I've been a little more interested in like the Old Republic and the characters from that time. I know they have a great comic series you could read for that as well. I have not read them, but I'll have to change that in the future. That being said, I am excited for this game. It looks really good. The trailer was great. Um, I don't know when it's gonna come out, but I feel like we're gonna wait a long time for it. So they're also doing remakes of KOTOR as well, 1 and 2, and that one is gonna take a very long time as well. But I think this is a really exciting thing for Star Wars because we're slowly getting back into more Star Wars content being coming out, um, with, like, Mandalorian and Grogu. Then you have the new Rey movies that they're gonna do. So this game coming out around the same time would would bring a lot more life back into Star Wars.
Okay. Derek, what do you think?
I have no opinion. I'm not a Star Wars video game guy. I've always found the games to be just not my thing, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't
I'm
know you were a
pro. I am
hater.
I am pro more Star Wars stuff. So like that's nice.
Okay.
Anything that could kind of build the hype machine around it is good. Uh, but I guess we'll wait and see. I'll wait to see what Stefania thinks of it, and then maybe I'll pick it up.
Okay. I gotta be honest with you. I am reacting zero to this. I'm net neutral because if I had a dollar for every time we had a good looking Star Wars trailer that had incredible CGI and that stuff never appeared in the game, I'd have too much money. It happens all the time. It's a tale as old as time. Star Wars video game releases an amazing trailer. It looks cool. The CGI looks amazing. And then when you get to the game, the actual gameplay is nothing like the trailer. It's a whole different game. You know what I'm saying? So I will keep my interest neutral until I actually see some gameplay footage, you know? And I've never been interested in the Old Republic, to be honest with you. I'm sorry. It's not my favorite era of Star Wars. I'm
I just
sorry.
feel like we haven't, like, gotten enough, at least in film or TV, of the Old Republic. Like, it's always mentioned, but we never really get to see it. Um,
Right.
so
The
I
sequel,
guess
the sequel
sweet sweet
trilogy
sweet.
should have been the sweet sweet sweet. The sequel trilogy of Star Wars should have, instead of that, it should have been Old Republic stuff,
Well, then it
right?
wouldn't be a sequel trilogy.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it shouldn't have been anything having to do with the already 6 movies that were out. It should have just
Mhm.
been something completely different, like what the Acolyte tried to do.
Yeah.
And just bring that to theaters and start building out the universe at that point,
Mhm.
instead of giving us 3 movies with Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill again. Uh, because as I've said, right, like I think that they just tried to recycle the original trilogy for the sequel trilogy, and that was the first mistake they made, plus all the 20 other bad mistakes they made when it comes to that whole sequel thing. So
Well, you know how we fans say stuff and they don't listen, so
I think
that's
they
true.
do listen sometimes. I think but that's
They
a whole
do
other
actually.
bugger.
Hold on, they do listen because we have been begging Disney to let their characters and their IP be licensed out to OpenAI.
Oh my God.
We have been asking for that, right? And then they spent $1 billion to make that happen. So they have listened to us there. For those of
Derek,
you listening, I'm being sarcastic. That was
I'm
the
so
stupidest
glad you
shit
brought
Disney
that
has
up.
done last week.
Oh my gosh. Thank you
I
so
totally
much
forgot
for
about
bringing
that.
that up because that is a very big story. I know it's slightly on the spot, but for those of you who are listening at
Yeah.
home, if you didn't hear last week, um, Disney is now licensing its characters, its IP to OpenAI. And I don't know if they didn't have like a computer person in the room or just someone who has to deal with AI slop on a daily basis. But this is by far the worst decision a business decision I've seen in a very long time. And I don't know if the Disney higher ups listens to this podcast, but if you listen to anything, please don't do this. Please. Because number one, Disney has a problem with its IP and its relationship with its fans. And what I mean by that is that the fans have such a tight relationship and such a false sense of ownership over the properties that they often compete against the image of what they want against what you actually produce, and they use it as a sledgehammer against you. And this is literally just giving them a sledgehammer to do it quicker and more
Daily,
efficiently. Like,
hourly.
yes. Do you
Yeah.
know how many Star Wars hate YouTube channels are going to use this for evil to take
Yep.
out all the black people and women out of Star Wars? Do you know how many people are going to use this for evil to say the worst shit imaginable, the slurs? Like, I
Yeah.
guarantee you someone's going to make a Frozen AI thing of being like what's her name, Anna or Elsa, supporting MAGA things. This is by
Yeah.
far the most I can't understand it. Like, why would you do
It
this?
makes no
Like,
sense.
Derek, what do you think?
So real quick, because I'm sick and kind of out of it right now. If you're listening to this, you're watching this, you can go check out my TikTok about it. Nerd Speech is my TikTok handle. But essentially, it makes no sense to me because one, you're going to saturate your brand. Best case scenario, right? You're going to have tons of content with all your IP out there, and people are just gonna be over it. Like, I'm tired of fucking seeing Lightning McQueen, on my feed. I'm not gonna go watch the next Cars movie or whatever, right? Worst case scenario, which I think is what is going to happen, is you're diluting your brand. You have a bunch of people that are not storytellers, that don't know how to get their points across the right way, or just tell good stories in general. That's best case. Worst case, you have racist, shitty people that are going to use this to, have these characters be political, or just say like weird stuff, or be weird, or do weird shit, which is something that like Disney was notorious for protecting, right? Like, there are court cases of Disney suing like a daycare center because they used Mickey Mouse on the facade of the building or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, they went from the company that would spend millions of dollars to extend the copyright on Mickey Mouse over the course of 50 years, to now spending $1 billion to have the public just diminish their brand, probably within the course of 3 to 6 months. I think we're gonna see
It's
some crazy
such
shit,
a bad
I think.
idea. Like, truly awful. Steph, what do you think?
I mean, you guys said everything that I would have said.
All right,
I'm like
never
trying to
mind.
not talk as much because if I talk too much, then I have to blow my nose again. So,
Understandable. All right, we'll keep it moving. And those are quick hitters for this week. Wow, a lot of quick hitters this week,
what
actually.
happened to the? There we go. You didn't do it the first time. When we started
Okay,
it.
we were talking about a very serious topic. Okay, I
Okay,
tried
you're
to be
right.
professional,
You're
but
kinda right.
apparently not. Okay.